Once again, good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to Rensselaer and Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ECAC matchup between the Raiders of Colgate University and your Engineers of Rensselaer. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Colgate, starting in the goal, number 1, Charlie Finn. At left defense, number 20, Brett Corky. At right defense, number 4, Kevin Law. The starting forwards for Colgate. At left wing, number 25, Joe Wilson. The starting center, number 21, Mike Borkowski. And at right wing for the Raiders, number 15, Darcy Murphy. The rest of the Colgate Red Raiders and their head coach, Don Vaughn. And now let's meet the starting lineup of the Engineers of RPI. They're led by their junior interior, number 5, Owen Wilson. Starting in the goal, a junior from Buffalo, New York, number 34, Scott Kiebold. At left defense, he's a junior from Cheshire, Connecticut, number 5, Luke Karate. At right defense, a freshman from Edina, Minnesota, number 2, Parker Reno. The starting forward for the Engineers. At left wing, a senior from Severna Park, Maryland. He's the captain, number 28, Matt Camardi. At center, a senior from Kingston, Ontario, number 23, Brock Higgs. And at right wing for the Engineers, a senior from North Vancouver, British Columbia, number 12, Johnny Rabbit. The rest of the Engineers, their head coach, assistant coaches Brian Vines and Nolan Graham. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as the RPI Pep Band will play the national anthem of Canada. And now, from Pi Phi, Ms. Diane Gann will sing the national anthem of the United States of America.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to WRPI.org. You can pick up WRPI's broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we will provide that broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, that is WRPI.org. WRPI Sports is seeking current RPI students to make live calls of RPI athletic events such as this one. There are opportunities this season to get on the air for men's and women's hockey. For more information or to express interest, contact us at WRPI-sports@rpi.edu.
You are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Studd, Tom Reel on the call for you tonight. It'll be Colgate going left to right, RPI right to left across your radio dial in period number 1. In net to my left for Colgate will be Charlie Finn. In net to my right for RPI, Scott Diebold. The officials for tonight's game, Kevin Curtis and Harry Dumas, are the referees. The linesmen are Bill Breeden and David Brown. Seth Appert coaches the RPI Engineers. A 5-2-2 overall record, 1-1-2 in the ECAC. That's tied for third. Don Vaughn is the head coach for Colgate. A 4-5-1 overall record, 2-1 in ECAC, also tied for third. Half the teams pretty much are tied for third in the ECAC with 4 points. Doesn't mean much 2 weekends into the season. 20 minutes are on the big board, and we are about to get underway. Higgs against Borkowski for the faceoff, controlled by Colgate. Back to the Colgate D. Law into the neutral zone, dumps it all the way down ice, played by Diebold, leaves it to the side of the net. Pressure by Colgate. Engineers able to keep it away from him, or from them, and Rogic gets the puck but loses it in the neutral zone. Along the far ice board, jump back into the RPI zone. Engineers. There's a collision at the net, and the net, Diebold goes down. Net's knocked off its moorings. That was behind a support beam, and I didn't see that at all.
I got a pretty good look at it. It looked like Murphy just lost an edge and went bowling directly into Scott Diebold. That's the kind of freak play that you almost think something like that's almost going to have to end up in injury just because it's so strange. But Scotty Diebold back up on his feet already. Looks like he's ready to go. Face-off coming outside of the zone.
Looked at the replay, it's exactly what happened. Nobody pushed him in, he just lost it. Face-off outside the neutral zone. RPI not responsible for the stoppage of play. They do win the face-off, but lose control of the puck at the neutral zone. At the Colgate blue line, actually. Law leaves it behind the net. Corky to the near ice side. Colgate into the neutral zone. Borkowski has it tipped in the neutral zone, goes on net, and covered by Diebold for the whistle.
Lines tonight for the Engineers, Matt Tenorti, Brock Higgs, and Johnny Rogic on the top line, as has been the norm so far this season. Mike Zaleski, Matt Neal, and Ryan Haggerty on the second line. Jacob LaLiberte, Mark McGowan, and Zach Schrader are on the third line. Jake Wood, Mark Miller, and Jimmy DeVito, the grind line tonight for RPI.
Face off to the right of Diebold. No score here. First period, RPI versus Colgate. Zaleski comes in to take the face off after Neal got kicked out. Call this an RPI win. Haggerty sends it behind the net. Engineers, Bradley, near side. Neal at the blue line, knocks it back into his zone. Has to send it back to Leonard. Far side, neutral zone. Zaleski, he turns it over to the Raiders. Dumped towards the RPI blue line, but stopped by Leonard. To Bradley, cross ice pass, neutral zone, far side. Haggerty dumps it into the near corner of the Colgate zone. Raiders are there. Galakis behind the net. Doesn't have anywhere to move it back there. Sends a puck up along right wing boards and out into the neutral zone. McCann eases it into the RPI zone. Black chasing after it. Hampton gets there first. Off the boards, puck goes to the far side. Neal. Neutral zone, Zaleski. Blue line, Zaleski left wing side into the Colgate zone. Johnston and Zaleski go into the corner. Neal has it, centering pass. Right to the Raiders, nobody there for RPI. Tyson Spink dumps the puck into the RPI zone, and that's icing.
Defensive pairings for the Engineers. Guy LaBeouf is paired with Phil Hampton, who's getting his second start of the season here tonight. Curtis Leonard is paired with Chris Bradley. And Luke Karate has the freshman Parker Reno to his right. As we mentioned, Scott Diebold in net. He has 8 games played so far this season, a record of 4-1-2. Goals against 175, and a save percentage of .937. Not too bad.
LaLiberte against Tyler Spink. Tyler is 18, Tyson is 8. Engineers win the faceoff. Shot goes over Finn. He didn't even reach to play for it, really. Puck in the corner, on net by the Engineers. Sticked aside by Finn. That was an odd angle shot. And Colgate uses the glass to get the puck out of the zone. Engineers back at their blue line. Bradley, cross ice pass, intercepted by Bond. Over on the far ice side. Colgate in the far corner. Can't work the puck towards the net. Engineers can't dig it out. Now kick behind the net. Nope, the Spink twins have it underneath them, long to the half boards. Colgate now moves it out to the middle. Johnston takes a shot, takes a couple of deflections, turnaround shot saved by Diebold. That one was from Tyson Spink. And the Engineers are able to just clear. The puck goes into the neutral zone. Johnston crosses the red line, dumps it back in. Engineers, Leonard goes into the corner for it. No score here in the first period as Colgate takes a change. Engineers have some space to maneuver. Leonard skies one, goes into the Raider zone. Law has to go back and take it. He's knocked up against the boards, gets the puck back though, now loses it in that ensuing battle to Wood. Puck to the half boards. Wood follows that up, can't get to the puck. Behind the net for Law. Law goes to the far side, gets some space, and it's knocked into the neutral zone. In front of the Colgate bench, sent back to the Colgate zone. Law takes it. D to D. Corky gets up to the red line in front of the RPI bench. Harrison sends it the rest of the way. Gensler and Harrison both at the blue line. Harrison sends it in, and on the far side, Engineer first attempt can't clear. Now, cross ice to Karate. Karate gets it, looks for Wood in the neutral zone. He got knocked down. Colgate sends it back into the zone, but it's stolen by the Engineers. RPI, neutral zone, cross ice. Higgs brings the puck in. Maneuvered off the play in the corner, tried to follow up as he went all the way around to the far ice side, but he couldn't get possession of the puck again, and Colgate clears. Harrison eases it into the RPI zone as he goes off for a change. Puck goes behind the net. Wilson gets hit. Puck was underneath him. Engineers get it out along the boards. LaBeouf knocked it into the neutral zone, and it goes all the way down to the Colgate zone. On net as for RPI, just getting a stick on it was Rogic and sent it kind of a misdirection there towards the net. It was saved by Finn and cleared by Colgate. Now deflected off Tenorti's stick into the Colgate bench and play stops.
The freshman netminder Finn for the Colgate Raiders looking a little bit shaky early on here in this game. His numbers would indicate that so far he hasn't been exactly top level. He is a freshman starting in his first couple of games. Still looking a little bit shaky here against an RPI offense. It's not flying real high, but they seem to be doing a decent job of maneuvering the puck in the Colgate zone.
Higgs wins the battle against Tyler Spink on the faceoff, and the Engineers into the zone again. Far side, Rogic behind the net. Tenorti goes to the far corner. Tenorti behind the net looking for Higgs. Tenorti and Higgs next to each other in the corner. Higgs has the puck underneath him, gets away from a Raider. At the half boards, knocks it back to the corner, hits off the referee. Rogic into the corner. He hits the boards before the puck. Now gets it back again. Good work by the ref to stay out of that play. To LaBeouf. Shot saved by Finn, and it goes into the netting.
We mentioned right at the first stoppage of the game that Diebold was getting up pretty easily after being run into by Darcy Murphy. That's one thing that RPI has to be concerned about defensively. Everyone's been talking about, well, Scott Diebold has done a great job as the #1 goaltender in place of Jason Kasdorf, but without Diebold, that's pretty much all they've got. They're going to have to, the Engineers will have to turn to freshman Jake Sofer, who has no time recorded yet in his collegiate career. So RPI kind of on a razor's edge as far as injuries in net.
Face-off back in the Colgate zone, won by the Raiders to the neutral zone. Far right side into the RPI zone, turned immediately over to Leonard. Behind the net to Bradley. Bradley near side. Engineers can't get it out of the zone. Murphy has it in the slot. Murphy waits. Face-off circle. Wilson takes a shot, and that misses. Puck to the near half boards. Into the corner. Back behind the net. Bradley gets hit by Borkowski. Puck's underneath the two of them. Neal digs it out. Wilson hits him. Engineers get it to the corner. Zaleski, backhander, not out of the zone, kept in by Murphy. His pass down ice, taken by Leonard out of the air, put on the ice, and then he touches it to prevent the hand pass. Law steals it away from Neal as they cross the blue line. Law down ice through Black, but there will be icing, and a little bit of a delay on that. They do call icing as Black didn't play that puck.
We're already starting to see from Colgate, as mentioned, those top two lines for the Raiders are full of their scorers, and they certainly have a little bit more jump to their step when they're out on the ice. RPI needs to be careful defensively when those players are out on the ice. With the other two lines, it seems like the Engineers are getting an awful lot more ice to work with. That is playing in their favor, as I believe the third line is out there right now for Colgate.
The Liberté against Black on the face-off. They're still sorting out who should be out for the icing. Colgate was not allowed to change, so Wilson goes back to the bench. Ligia comes in, takes the face-off, knocks the puck out of the zone. Karate neutral zone. Engineers, nope, they haven't touched up. Schrader went back in before Engineers had touched up. Now they're offsides. RPI was all confused on that play.
Yeah, Schrader was in the zone. He was rushing out, and while Liberté rushing back in to try to play the puck. So even as Schrader came out, RPI still offside with La Liberté there.
Face off below us. McGowan against Black in the neutral zone. McGowan back to Karate. Cross ice to Reno. Into the Colgate zone. Behind the net. Near ice corner. Far ice corner. Raiders. Kulovich gets it down ice for McCann. It goes off him, and that's icing against Colgate. That's not what McCann wanted to do, but that's what happened.
And that's probably the third, I think, icing call we've seen on these third and fourth lines for Colgate here. They're just not moving the puck real well through the neutral zone. They're trying some longer passes and not connecting on them. They go all the way down the ice, and RPI gets a face-off down in the Colgate zone.
Miller against Black to the right of Finn. No score here, first period. 14-12 to go in the period. And now Miller gets booted out. Wood comes in. Won by Colgate. Galakis to the side of the net. Has to keep it away. He's getting bothered by DeVito. D to D, back to Galakis. To the neutral zone. Whoops, not out. Wood kept it in. Still in the zone as Miller stops it near the blue line. Sends it behind the net. 2 Engineers, 1 Raider. Whoops, now they're leaving it up 2 apiece. Puck goes into the corner. Miller, they try to cross ice pass. Nobody there. Engineers have it on the near ice boards. Out to the far ice side. To Wood in the face-off circle. Couldn't handle the pass, and Colgate's able to clear. LaBeouf stops it and dumps it in for RPI. 13.5 to go here in the first. No score, RPI versus Colgate. Kulovich to the near side. McCann to the face-off circle. Black and Spink. That is Tyson Spink. Back out to McCann at the point. Down low for Johnston. Into the middle, deflects and goes to the Engineers. Tenorti headed down ice. Tenorti feeds it back to Wood. Nope, that's Higgs, pardon me. Higgs, wrap around!
Excellent maneuver there by Brock Higgs to take the puck behind the net. He actually got Finn to commit to his right goalpost as Higgs took it around the net. The problem is Finn didn't get up and then move to the other post as Higgs went around. He had a wide open net to just pop it right into. The Engineers take a 1-0 lead with 13:05 left in the first period.
It looked like Finn was spread out too wide to make the move. I think that's what the problem is. His legs are too far apart for him to move easily. Engineers lead 1-0, just passing the 7 minutes gone by in the first period mark. Higgs on the wraparound, but RPI now ices the puck after the faceoff.
I think that's exactly right. He had his right blocker right up against that post, waiting for Higgs to try and shoot it right there. But as Higgs quickly maneuvered around the net, Finn didn't have any room really to maneuver to the other side, and really it was as easy as he can get for Brock Higgs.
Face off to the left of Diebold, back in the RPI zone. 1-0, RPI leads. Tyler Spink against Higgs on the face-off. Back to Law. Law moves to center point, takes a shot. It goes over the glove of Diebold. Was not on net. Back to the point for Colgate. Face-off circle. Whoops, past everybody. Tyson Spink can't get it behind the net. Engineers have it near half boards. Off Rogic and into the neutral zone. Colgate dumps the puck back in. Bradley on the near side. He'll get hit. Can't control the puck. Tyler Spink had it on his stick. Lost it. Engineers behind the net. Higgs tries to turn it around. Turns it over to Colgate. Tyson Spink had it. Now Tyler Spink comes in. To the near ice side. Zaleski. Zaleski skates it out towards the blue line. Stopped by Bond. He's got it along the half boards. Sends it towards the net. It deflects off an Engineer, and Leonard has it for RPI. Leonard with some skating room as Colgate switched up personnel. To Zaleski. He's on the correct side of the red line. Eases it all the way into the Colgate zone, and RPI switches people. Colgate. Galakis. Gable to just get it across the blue line. Harrison gets a stick on it. Deflected back. Now Colgate dumps it down ice as Law gets it, and he goes off for a change. And we've got a penalty coming up as Freeman gets knocked into the boards, and that's going to be a hitting from behind call, I believe, against RPI. He got hit from behind, and then as he fell, he hit the boards oddly with his head. Yeah, that was kind of a scary play. It was a penalty. It's going to be on Luke Karate, who is significantly bigger than, I think that's Harrison down there. Freeman.
Freeman down in the corner, still down, being attended to by the Colgate training staff. It was certainly a penalty. Karate probably shouldn't be checking someone when you can see the nameplate. That's why they usually put the stop sign on the youth hockey team's jerseys on the back.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's trying to encourage youngsters not to hit from behind. Obviously, sometimes in the heat of battle, it ends up happening. Hockey's a very fast and physical game. But Luke Karate reasonably going off for a hit from behind. I guess the question now is whether they're going to assess him a 2-minute minor or a 5-minute major.
It's
it is going to be a 5-minute major for Karate. A little bit, that's a kind of, could go either way on that one. Very similar to last night's hit on Johnny Rogic by Kirill Godovets for Cornell. That one was a minor. This one will be a major. So RPI now with 5 minutes of penalty kill time coming up.
Well, let's go back. The rule is in the rule book, the officials are told if it's a marginal call, it's a 5. If they're not sure, it's a 5. And what made this dangerous was that he hit him in that area near the boards where if you fall forward, you hit the boards badly. If you hit from behind right near the boards, you hit them up against the boards. If you're away from the boards, they fall forward. He hit the boards oddly. It was a very dangerous area. So it's 5 minutes. Karate is in the box.
No, fortunately for RPI, this is just a major. It's not a major and a game misconduct. So they'll have Karate back on the ice after 5 minutes. But really a key point here for Colgate is they've got 5 minutes to pump in as many goals as they can.
And that's the referee's discretion as to whether or not there's a game misconduct or a game disqualification. That's referee's discretion. So they decided it was worth the 5, but they felt not as intentional to warrant kicking him out of the game. Colgate controls the faceoff as they're on a 5-minute power play. Barkowski sends it down low. Spink had it, but lost it to the Engineers, and they get sent down ice. Finn stops it. 1-0 Engineers lead. 11:25 to go in the first. 4:40 to go in this major power play for Colgate. Colgate tried to cross the blue line, but lost control of the puck, and it's back to Borkowski at his blue line. Off the stick of Tyler Spink into the far corner. Engineers are back there. Leonard had it on his stick. McGowan now has it. Backhander, able to get it out of the zone. Colgate touches it, but it's in the neutral zone. Vaughn crosses the blue line along the near ice side. Behind the net, over to the far side. Tyler Spink backhands it to Vaughn. Behind the net. Back to Borkowski, top of the face-off circle. Center point, Galakis. To Spink, top of the face-off circle on the far side. Hits an Engineer and goes out of the zone, although a good effort by Galakis to try to keep it in. Tyson Spink crosses the blue line. Tyson Spink shot, saved by Leonard, loose over to the side of the net. He got that into the face-off circle, was able to skate in close. Puck goes back to Galakis out at the point. Borkowski blue line. Galakis center point. He moves over to the near ice side. Face-off circle. Dishes it down low. Colgate back to Borkowski, top of the face-off circle. Galakis center point. Hits off an Engineer stick. Puck goes to Tyler Spink in the far corner. To Tyson Spink in the near side. Back to Borkowski, center point. Galakis takes a shot, hits off an Engineer. McGowan gets it and clears it out. RPI could have a 2-on-1 here. Colgate gets some numbers back. The cross-ice pass to Higgs is behind him. The Engineers don't get a shot off in that situation. Back to the RPI zone. 3:10 to go in the major. Oh, my God! Wow. This is what happened.
That's unbelievable.
RPI went to clear. It bounced to the side of the net, ricocheted up past Finn into the net for a shorty.
I think that's Phil Hampton scoring from behind his own blue line, just clearing the puck. But Finn didn't see exactly where it was going, and it was a bouncing puck. As a goaltender, a bouncing puck coming towards you is the worst thing you can see because you have no idea where it's going to bounce to. Finn went back towards his right. It went to his left and into the net. The strangest goal you're ever going to see. As Phil Hampton, I think, is going to get credit for this from way behind his own blue line.
He went right, and it just scooted past him to the left. 2-0 RPI leads. Little under 3 to go in this major for Colgate. Real bad luck there for the Raiders. Puck's back into the RPI zone. Hampton gets it off the boards, can't get it out. Out to the point. Now the Engineers get it out. Neal going down ice with Rogic. Rogic has it to Neal. Oh! A defensive tip right before the puck was going to get to Neal. And Engineers don't get a shot. That time it was a real good play. Just some good D by Colgate to get back and break it up. Johnston, neutral zone. Colgate's got to reset themselves. They got plenty of time to score here. They got to calm down. Murphy sends the puck into the far corner for Wilson. Murphy gets it back again. McCann behind the net for Colgate. Backhander into the near corner. Johnson has to pinch. Hampton takes the puck, can't clear. Puck's in the corner. Back to Johnston, along the half boards. Gets some skating room, turns it over to RPI, and the Engineers are out of the zone. Neal going down ice with Zaleski. Neal, Schrader, has the puck. Headed down ice, circled the zone, sent it back to his own D, now dumped down ice again, and that one misses, but Zaleski goes behind the net to take it for RPI. Engineers now controlling play on this penalty kill as Colgate can't get the puck. 1:45 to go in the major to Karate. 2-0 Engineers lead. D. LaBeouf is going to get credited for the RPI goal. Tyler Spink crosses the blue line and he's into the zone. The number 1 unit for Colgate back out on this major, but the Engineers, McGowan gets a puck on it, stick on the puck and clears it down ice. Puck in the far corner of the Colgate zone. Engineers can't keep it there. 1:15 to go in the penalty to Karate. Tyler Spink along the near half boards. Loose into the slot, cleared out by the Engineers, but not out of the zone. Borkowski, Glakis, takes a shot, hits off an Engineer, goes back to Borkowski, and we've got a high stick call against Colgate, and the face-off will go all the way back to the Colgate zone.
Well, Kurt, as you mentioned, the goal actually given to Guy LaBeouf, which is going to be his second of the year. The assists are to Higgs and McGowan. RPI's first goal was from Higgs, and the assists to Matt Tenorti and Phil Hampton. That goal was at 6:55 and came at even strength. LaBeouf's goal, a shorthanded tally.
Neal on the face-off against McCann, won by Colgate. They're down 2-0 here in the first. 7:40 to go in the period. A minute to go in the major penalty to Karate. Johnston crosses the red line. The blue line, dumps the puck into the RPI zone, around the boards to the far side. Colgate, top of the face-off circle. They'll feed it back to the blue line. Corky to the far face-off circle for McCann. Back to Corky at the blue line. Near side Johnston. Winds up, shot, hits off an Engineer skate. Can it make it out of the zone? No, Johnston just keeps it in. 30 seconds left on the major to Karate. Colgate, back out to the point. Corky, cross ice to Wilson, face-off circle, loses the puck to McCann. Far half boards to Wilson in the corner, now behind the net. Back out to the side, and shot goes over the net. They found Murphy, who was kind of free, but he missed the net. Down low, Colgate, Wilson, backhander, hits off an Engineer, goes to the near corner. 10 seconds left in the major. Colgate, cross ice pass, Corky, down into the corner, loose in front, Murphy can't get a stick on the puck, that's it. Power plays over with, back to 5-a-side. Johnston, the Corky, winds up, takes a shot, hits an Engineer out front, and RPI gets it out of there. Hampton, Miller, who took that in the chest, moves the puck down ice. Some people wanted a penalty, not going to get one as Colgate's able to get the puck out of the neutral zone. Black has it for the Raiders. Crosses the blue line into the RPI zone. He takes a shot. Diebold makes a save. Didn't say Diebold's name much in the power play because he didn't get many shots on net. Near side, Law takes a shot, and Diebold doesn't know where it is. It goes off somebody, maybe off him, and is loose out front. Nap back out to the point. Law takes another shot, blocked by the Engineers. Miller blocking a second shot during this shift. Puck pops up into the air. We get a whistle, and the referee signaling high stick. Is that just the oops high stick?
Doesn't look like anyone's making their way over towards the penalty box, so there's going to be a face-off coming up in the RPI zone. Really just kind of almost, I don't want to say a backbreaker because it's still early in this game, but for Colgate to not be able to produce any goals off of that long power play opportunity they had and give up a goal like the one they gave up to LaBeouf there with basically just a fluke bounce on a clearance shot is really tough to have to swallow if you're Colgate.
Colgate steals the puck behind the net after RPI had won the face-off. To the point, Colgate shot, misses the net. They've been doing that a lot tonight. In the near ice side, Gensler tries to dump it into the corner. Into the face-off circle, right out front, shot, save Diebold, still loose, Diebold with another save, loose in front, Engineer sticking aside. Colgate with a lot of pressure out front, couldn't do anything. Now the other way, LaLiberte and Haggerty. LaLiberte trying to make a pass, Haggerty has the puck, knocks it away from the net. That was Haggerty clearing it out. He gets it back again and pulls the puck out of the zone. Back to the RPI zone, off the stick of Tenorti into the Colgate zone, no icing. 5:15 to go here in the first, 2-0 RPI leads. Corcoran slowing the game down as he controls the puck behind the net. Miller's out front. Corcoran doesn't want to move. Somebody's got to do something here. Back to Corcoran behind the net. This time Miller's not out front anymore. Corcoran off the boards, off Bond, and into the RPI zone. Behind the net. Hampton drives it around the boards, not out. Tyler Spink kept it in. Puck goes into the near ice corner. Tyson Spink couldn't get a handle on it. Now Tyler along the boards is able to knock it into the corner once again. Bond to Tyson Spink. He gets run off the play. His teammate Bond comes in. They lose the puck. Puck goes into the near corner of the RPI zone. Engineers get some time and get some space. Hampton, up ice, gets it to Wood. Wood crosses the blue line. Gets knocked down for his efforts. Puck in the corner. Colgate to Murphy along the half boards and into the neutral zone. Shot from the blue line by Tyson Spink is saved by Diebold. Colgate looking for some luck as well as Spink was going off, so he might as well take a shot. Engineers get the puck after Colgate makes a change. Zaleski into the zone. Cross ice pass to Leonard on the far point. Leonard dumps the puck behind the net. 3:50 to go here in the first. 2-0 Engineers. Puck's in the far ice corner. Zaleski back out to Leonard near the point. Whoops, knocked away by Wilson, and the puck goes to the RPI zone. Bradley knocks it off the boards and out. Colgate trying to take a change, so they had to make sure they only had 5 guys on the ice while the puck went in front of their bench. Engineers knock it into the Colgate zone. It goes on net after it comes off the boards. Finn has to play it back to his D. Johnston, cross ice, Lidgett, red line, blue line. Lidgett towards the net, broken up by Karardi. Doesn't get it out though. Johnston near side, takes a shot, hits an Engineer out front. McCann tries to turn around and take a shot in the face-off circle, can't. McGowan wins the puck in the corner. Engineers behind the net. Karardi has it for RPI. Karardi off the boards. Stopped by Johnson in the neutral zone. The Engineers did clear to Black. Colgate's back in on the far ice side. Lidgett takes a shot. That misses. Goes through part of the crease, but misses and comes to the near ice side. Johnson stops the puck at the point. Johnson tries to weave his way through. Into the middle. Deflection. As Johnson sent a cross ice pass, it got deflected wide of the net by Lidgett. He gets it. Lidgett again behind the net, deflects it, it goes out front, gloved out of the air by LaLiberte. He sends a puck off the glass and out into the neutral zone. All the way down ice, no icing, Johnston can play it. 2.5 to go in the first, 2-0 RPI leads. A lot of uninterrupted play in this first period. Gensler behind the net for Law. Law under pressure from Higgs, near side. Neutral zone, tips off a couple of people. Freeman's offsides, and that's what the whistle is for. We also had Harrison getting knocked down afterwards, but there won't be a call on that.
Colgate's really unlucky not to have a goal at this point. I mean, they've done what's needed to be done in their own zone with 2 exceptions. 1, they've been shooting a lot and missing the net quite frequently. And 2, when they are getting it on net, RPI is getting some good goaltending out of Scott Diebold. Shots are only 5-4 so far. They're in favor of Colgate, but RPI has a 2-0 lead with 2:10 left in the first period.
Colgate wins the face-off in the neutral zone. At the red line, they'll drive it in. Johnson on the near side, can't get to the puck. It's cleared out by RPI. Corky behind the Raiders' net. Engineers applying a lot of pressure when Colgate goes behind the net. Law, up ice for Freeman. Freeman falls down going into the corner. Law can't get to the puck. Rogic on the far side. First person there. Uses the boards to get the puck out of the zone. Far ice side. It goes past Corky in the neutral zone. No icing. 1:35 to go here in the first. 2-0 RPI. Law back to Corky. Colgate behind the net. They get away from Haggerty. Tyson Spink crosses the blue line, and Bond is offsides, and that's another whistle.
Colgate's also had their share of offsides and icings here in the first period. That's going to slow down any offense. They've got when they have the puck in the RPI zone, they're doing a great job of moving the puck, maintaining possession. It's just their shooting needs to improve.
Tyler Spink against Neal for the draw. Goes all the way back to the Colgate zone. Gulakis takes it. Call it a Colgate win. Blue line. Red line. Backhanded in. Gulovich dumped it behind the RPI net. Tyler Spink got a stick on it. Tyler Spink still has his stick. Bradley lost his. Puck in the corner to the left of Diebold. Under a minute to go here in the period. Colgate right out front, shot, loose in the crease. Diebold didn't know where it was. It goes out into the slot, and Zaleski clears. Another good situation where Colgate had pressure right out front, but they can't find the back of the net. Raiders. Puck sent in by Tyson Spink before he goes off on a change. Engineers get it out of the zone. Law stops it at the blue line, dumped in by RPI. They're offsides. Now they've touched up. 30 seconds left in the period. Colgate trying for one last rush. Law loses the puck to La Liberté in front of the RPI bench. And La Liberté sends it behind the Colgate net. 15 seconds to go. Colgate, backhand pass in the neutral zone. Borkowski over to the far right side. Wilson to Borkowski, face-off circle, knocked away by the Engineers. Karate has the puck on the far right side. Karate moves out to his blue line with 3 seconds to go. La Liberté dumps it down ice, and that does it for the first period. RPI leads 2-0.
Well, I think the first thing I have to say, I feel bad for Charlie Finn, because once that video hits the internet, I've seen what it can do to some reputations. I remember 6 or 7 years ago at this point, North Dakota defenseman Robbie Bina took a shot from behind his own goal line that ended up bouncing in on Minnesota goaltender Adam Frazee. So it's something that can turn you into an internet celebrity in the wrong way, and that's the only way I can describe that goal, is that it was a freak goal for the Engineers.
I'm here with Brock Higgs, who scored his 7th goal of the season. Tell me about that goal. It was an interesting wraparound.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bobble play in the neutral zone. Matt and Johnny were trying to drive that puck in, and got kind of tied out, which slowed the play down for me, and I was coming in late. And lucky enough, I had enough speed to get wide on the D-man and kind of caught the goalie short-sided there and was able to put it around the net on him.
I just have to know, did you see what happened to that second goal? It caught us all by surprise.
No, I actually didn't. I came out of the zone after I threw it to Guy, and I was heading off the ice, so I had my back to the play, and I just had everyone cheering after that, so I actually missed it.
Yeah, it was tough to see. We missed it also. But besides that, one more question for you. As you head into the locker room here, what's going to be the big words to give to the rest of the team in order to push them forward and get ready for the next period of play?
Yeah, we just need to keep things simple. We know what we got to do, and we have a game plan that we have to stick to, and it's just about executing what we need to do to get past these guys. It just comes down to what we do and not what they do type thing. So we got to focus on ourselves and what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong, and just correct some little things to keep moving forward.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, score 2-0 in favor of the Engineers. You're watching Engineers Hockey live on RPI TV.
And RPI spent a quarter of that first period on the penalty kill because of the major to Karate. He's still in the game, didn't get a game DQ or a game misconduct. Just a 5. Underway here in period number 2. Engineers up 2-0. They won the faceoff. Reno at the blue line, gets to the red line, sends the puck in. Behind the net, Law off the boards, looking for his D. Colgate at the half boards, they've got it into the neutral zone. Rogic feeds it back to Karate as he intercepts. Far side, Engineers can't knock it down ice. Colgate tips it ahead. Now taken by Karate. He sends this all the way down ice. Kind of sloppy starting out period number 2.
It's worth noting that Guy LaBeouf, who scored the second goal for the Engineers shorthanded in this game, also scored a shorthanded goal last night for RPI. Those account for both of his goals so far this season, and you don't see defensemen scoring an awful lot of shorthanded goals usually, but that's 2 in 2 games for the RPI senior.
Face off to the left of Diebold, won by the Engineers. RPI, Karate towards Rogic at the neutrals, at the blue line, but not out of the zone. Engineers have to retreat. Reno near side, Karate down ice, and this should be icing again. Nope, puck came all the way out, and Colgate played it. So it's back into the RPI zone. Engineers intercept a cross-ice pass. Neal brings the puck out to the blue line, but now the other way comes Colgate. Into the zone is Tyson Spink. Goes into the far corner. He gets hit by Reno. Tyler Spink gets hit by Karate. Engineers have the puck to Haggerty at the blue line. Red line, Haggerty, blue line. Takes a shot. Finn makes a save. Kind of loses it. I'm not sure if he wanted to drop that or if he just lost it, but he's able to stick it off to the side, and the D bails him out. Colgate. They'll dish it off to the right. Bond going down ice with Johnston. Bond takes a shot that hits off an Engineer. Cross ice off the bottom of the net. That's the bottom of the netting. It didn't hit off the post. I think it hit off the bottom as Colgate tried to put it on net. And the Engineers quickly counterattack. Leonard behind the net. Leonard backhander. Save! Score on the rebound!
That goal was set up by Curtis Leonard, who really went the other way around the net from where Brock Higgs did, going backhand to try and score on Finn. Finn was there to make the initial save. It left a big, big rebound from Mark McGowan, who gets his first goal of the year. Second point of the night as he assisted on the long goal by LaBeouf. Just like that, with 14 left in the second period here, RPI takes a 3-0 lead.
You know, that just went off Finn. He wasn't even, that wasn't even any intent of sending it out where it was. It just went off him on the ricochet, and it went right to McGowan. It is not Colgate's night in terms of luck. After the faceoff, Engineers win it. Leonard, cross ice to Bradley, back to Leonard. Blue line, red line, into the zone. We've got a change in goal for Colgate. Finney is in there now as he just made a save as the puck came in towards the net. Colgate cross ice pass, saved by Leonard. Big drive, deflected out front by Schrader. Lidgett fans trying to take a shot at the blue line, and the puck goes out of the zone. 3-0 Engineers lead here in the second. Again, Spencer Finney in net for Colgate. Puck on the far ice side. Black along the boards to McCann in the corner. McCann to LaBeouf, and that goes up and into the netting and out of play.
Tough night for Charlie Finn for sure. Not only does he have that long goal that he gave up, but he also ends up with really only a 500 save percentage as he allowed 3 goals on 6 RPI shots. Spencer Finney, the sophomore netminder out of Pontypool, Ontario, has numbers that read like this. He has 1 loss on the season in 2 games played, a .470 goals against, which is actually worse than Finn had coming into this game, and an .891 save percentage.
One could say Colgate's been having issues in net. Shot from the far boards after Colgate wins the faceoff. Goes off Freeman, who was off to the side of the net. Back out to Law at the blue line. Behind the net, Freeman. Colgate knocked off the play. Now to Harrison. His shot goes off Diebold. Back around to the near ice side, and the Engineers get it along the boards and clear it out. Colgate not dead yet. LaBeouf in the neutral zone. Gets the puck off the boards. Engineers into the Colgate zone. Having trouble deciding who should get control of the puck, be it Miller or Wood. They'll fire it over the net off the glass and behind the net around to the near ice side, and then DeVito loses possession of the puck, but Colgate will ice it, and RPI will get a face-off back in the Colgate zone.
And the bad luck just continues for Colgate, because not only did Harrison nearly put one in the net off of Colgate's, or off of Diebold's shoulder, the puck actually glanced off of Diebold's shoulder and then glanced off the post. It was very close to going in, but RPI quick to snap up that rebound and take it the other way.
Higgs against Freeman for the faceoff to the left of Finney, now in goal in relief of Finn. Puck stays in the circle, knocked to the other side, and brought out of there by Harrison. Along far ice boards, into the RPI zone. Freeman goes into the corner, along with Reno. Reno got enough on it to get it up along the half boards, and the Engineers able to clear. Far side, Colgate takes it. Near side, Corcoran for Murphy, into the zone. Borkowski gets it in the corner as it's misplayed by the Engineers. Back to Corcoran along the blue line. Center point Johnston. His shot misses the net. Into the near ice corner. Wilson gets hit off the play. To the half boards. Murphy has the puck underneath him. Karate and Higgs can't get it. Colgate feeds it over to the far ice side. Johnston goes down low. Johnson right out front loses the puck. Higgs takes it for RPI. Off the glass, not out. Murphy intercepts. His shot goes through part of the crease, but doesn't go on net, and comes to the near ice boards. Corcoran sends the puck down behind the net. Taken by Reno. Reno turns around. Engineers in the face-off circle, taken by Karate. He gets to the red line and he drives it into the Colgate zone. 3-0 RPI leads, 15.5 to go here in period number 2. Far ice side, Colgate knocks the puck off the glass and into the neutral zone. Engineers back to the blue line. They'll send it into the Colgate zone. Neal races back, gets there. Zaleski has it from him, loses the puck, gets it back again from Neal in the corner. Zaleski now turns. Zaleski still in possession, makes another turn, feeds it right out to the middle for Bradley. His shot hits, looks like it hit Haggerty out front. And that allows Colgate's Borkowski to get to it and clear it into the neutral zone. Everybody's falling down in neutral ice. Haggerty takes the puck, crosses the blue line. Haggerty face-up circle. His shot goes high and over Finney. and the puck goes to the far side and out of the zone. LaBeouf, near ice side for Hampton. Pass to Liberté at the blue line. Was touched in the neutral zone, so Corcoran has to play it. Won't be any icing. Behind the net, Colgate. Johnston waits. Johnston, near ice side, just past the Engineers. Colgate's having trouble clearing the puck out of the zone. Vaughn on the near side has it go into the RPI zone, cleared out immediately by the RPID. Johnston stops the puck at his blue line. Schrader dumps it in, but McGowan was offside. He touches up, and RPI is going to change up some personnel. Colgate into the neutral zone, off the boards, and they turn it over to the Engineers. Karate misplays it, and that allows Tyson Spink to come in and keep the puck down deep. Engineers now get it back again. Feed it in front of their own net, kind of dangerous. Got away with it. To Schrader on the near side. He dumps the puck into the Colgate zone. Around to the far ice side, back out to the point for Karate. Kicked away along the boards by the Raiders. Penalty coming up against RPI. Kulovich has it in the neutral zone, and the injured player, Tyler Spink, he's the one who's injured, and will get a penalty against RPI.
The referee seems to be talking to Miller, who's the one skating off here. I didn't see the infraction, but it was Tyler Spink who was down near the logo at center ice, and he's skating off under his own power, but very gingerly. He's not putting an awful lot of weight on that right leg. We're going to see Colgate's second power play opportunity of this evening. RPI without an opportunity on the man advantage so far, but this will be probably the first minor penalty of the game. And as soon as I speak, it's a 5-minute major for Miller, and I have to confess I did not see what happened, but they've awarded a second major penalty of the evening, and it looks like Miller's evening will be complete as he's heading off to the locker room as well.
I didn't see the hit either.
The hit certainly injured Tyler Spink. There's no question about that, but it's going to be a kneeing penalty, which, given the way he was treating his leg, might be accurate, maybe a knee-to-knee hit, but another big opportunity here for Colgate. They've done almost everything but score here in the second period when they have the puck. They've been very dangerous. This is a key point for RPI.
Miller off for kneeing and a game misconduct. It's announced as a game misconduct, so he is out for the rest of the game. Second major power play for Colgate. Face off to the left of Diebold. 13:46 to go here in the second. 3-0 Engineers lead. Face off won by RPI, and they'll get it out just past Johnson at the blue line. Puck in front of the RPI bench near side. Neal gets a stick on it, but can't send it down ice. Corky, cross ice pass to Johnston. Wilson crosses the blue line. Murphy goes into the corner to Wilson behind the net. Wilson gets hit. McCann comes in, can't get the puck. Near side for Neal. Neal backhands the puck all the way down ice. 30 seconds gone by in the major to Miller. We should tell you that Schrader is serving that penalty. Colgate, 4:20 to go in the major. Corky drives the puck into the zone. Far side. Engineers can't get it out. Zaleski had it underneath him. Now he's got it back again in the corner, and nobody's at the point for Colgate, and Zaleski's able to clear it down ice. 1 minute has gone by in this major power play. 3-0 Engineers lead. 12:45 to go in the second. Colgate. Gensler crosses the blue line. Puck's in the zone and swung out of there by RPI. If RPI is going to get any practice out of tonight's game, it's going to be on penalty killing. And how to kill penalties over a long stretch of time. Gensler crosses the blue line, and the Engineers swing it out of there again. Higgs got a stick on it. Colgate simply cannot set up. 3.5 left in this major power play. Tyson Spink crosses the blue line, falls down, loose right in front, backhander, saved by D-Ball. Puck goes behind the net. Colgate shot from the faceoff circle, hits an Engineer. Hit Rogic. Back to Galakis at the blue line. Cross ice pass, near ice face-off circle. Cross ice again. Borkowski sends it down low. Tyson Spink gets it to Bond. Near ice corner. Galakis takes a shot, misses the net, goes off the boards and all the way out of the zone. 3 to go in the major. 11:40 to go here in period number 2. RPI leads 3-0. Colgate on the power play. Galakis dishes it off to his right. Off law, into the zone, taken by the Engineers, cleared down ice. Finney stops it for his power play unit. Raiders are waiting. Corky starts to rush down ice to Wilson. Wilson to McCann at the blue line, and Colgate's offsides.
Should mention a minor change. The Engineers actually have Jake Wood down in the box serving the penalty to Miller, which was called kneeing. Like it was probably somewhat close to a knee-to-knee hit on Tyler Spink, who limped off gingerly, but is now back on the ice as he's ready to take his draw.
2.5 left in the major. Face-off won by Colgate. Galakis dumps the puck into the zone. Off to the side. Engineers get a stick on it first. Colgate feeds it back to Galakis at the point. Far point. Now over to the near side for Tyler Spink. To Galakis. Center point, Borkowski. Off an Engineer stick. Puck goes through the low part of the zone. Tyson Spink behind the net. Now over to the near ice side. Back to Galakis at the point. Tyler Spink. Back to Galakis. To Borkowski. Score by Spink. It was Spink to Spink on the play. Tyson Spink on the far side, near side to Tyler Spink, and Colgate got a goal.
Colgate finally caught a break too, as the shot that was actually taken by Tyler Spink on the side, the one-timer, was shots that the entire Colgate team seemed to have been missing the net on during the first 30 minutes or so of this contest. But the Raiders are on the board. They still have 1:53 left on the major to Miller. Just like that, it's a 2-goal deficit again for the Raiders with an opportunity to get some more.
So the Spink twins combined to get Colgate on the board. 1:50 to go in this major power play. About 10.5 to go here in the second. 3-1 Engineers lead. Just a reminder, this is WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Studd and Tom Reel on the call for you today. Raiders. Corky drives the puck into the RPI zone. First time they've been in since the goal. Deflection off the boards goes to the face-off circle, and that allows Higgs to get the puck and clear it out of the zone. Red line sends it in on net. Finney almost has it bounce past him. Nobody on Colgate's bench is going to relax on those tonight. Wilson has the puck behind the net, loose out front, looking for a deflection, but stopped by Diebold. Back to Corky at the point. McCann, face-off circle, over to the far side. Law takes a shot, hits off McGowan. Law leaves it into the corner for Wilson. Wilson back to Law. Minute to go on the power play. To Corky, face-off circle. To Galakis, back to the far side. Law takes a shot, golfs that one over. It goes to McCann in the near face-off circle. To Corky, he takes a shot, deflection from Murphy, misses the net. Murphy goes behind the net with it. To the far right side. Wilson, near side for Corky. Face-off circle, back to Corky. Face-off circle for McCann. Cross ice to Law. Into the middle for Wilson. Back to Law in the face-off circle. Behind the net, backhander right to Neal out front because there were two Raiders down in the crease, basically. And that allows RPI's Neal to take it and go down ice with the puck. 25 seconds left in the major. 3-1, Engineers lead. 9:05 to go in the period. Last rush for Colgate on this major power play. Tyson Spink loses it at the blue line, and the puck gets dumped back down the other way. Galakis takes it behind the net. 5 seconds left in the major. McCann loses the puck at the blue line, and now we've got a whistle, and it looks like there were offsides on the play.
The penalty appears to have expired just as the whistle blew, so the long penalty kill over for the Engineers. That's 10 minutes of major power play killing for the Engineers, and they gave up just one goal. That has to be kind of a success in and of itself, since that's an awful lot of time to be out there.
3-1 is your score. 8:45 to go here in period number 2. Engineers on top. Reno, blue line, red line, drives the puck in. Round the boards to the far side. Backhand feed out front goes to Black. Kind of dangerous, but Colgate gets away with it. Lidgett has it. Centering pass, looking in the middle for Harrison, but his stick was all tied up with an Engineer. He couldn't get it down in time. Karate, RPI behind the net. Far ice boards, off the boards, and into the neutral zone. Colgate stops it in the neutral zone, try to head the other way. There's a Colgate collision. Black and Harrison collided in the neutral zone. No penalty there, that's legal. Reno dishes it off to his left after he crosses the blue line, but the Engineers can't follow up on that as Tenorti was late getting to the puck. Raiders try to go down ice. We've got another penalty coming up, and Schrader's going off on a big hit against Corcoran in front of the Colgate bench, and Corcoran went right to the ice.
This is probably going to be a boarding call on Schrader. It made an awful lot of noise, and Corcoran is certainly hurt.
He might have lost it too. Oh, geez. He got him near the head.
Yeah, that's a tough one. This could be another major, and I would not blame it if it was because of the way that went down.
He got him on the head right at the bench.
Schrader is in the box. He hasn't been sent off quite yet, but the fans don't appear to like the call, but it's certainly a penalty. The question really, as has been apparently with the last two, is whether it'll be a major, and it is another major. RPI has taken another 5-minute major. That's their third in this game, and we're only 7:57 left in the second period. That's pretty incredible. And now Schrader looks like he's going to end his night early as well. So a game misconduct to Schrader. That leaves RPI down to only 10 forwards for the rest of this game. They're putting themselves in a hole here, and yet they still have a 3-1 lead.
It's a boarding call against Schrader, and deja vu. RPI's back to killing off a major. Game misconduct along with that major.
And I have to say, that one was probably, the first two, there were some questions about it. That one probably wasn't too questionable. They're calling it contact to the head, which has to be a major every time. This is really gut check time for the entire Engineer team, really, not just their penalty killers, but I mean, against the backdrop of having blown 3-goal leads in the recent past, now they have to kill these major penalties off.
Colgate wins the faceoff. 3-1, RPI leads. Raiders back on a major power play. Gulakis at the blue line, near side for Tyler Spink, and looking for a deflection out front that missed. Tyson Spink has it on the far side. Borkowski, Gulakis, near side, and out of the zone. Tyler Spink misplayed that. Colgate has to retreat. 7.5 to go in the second period. 3-1 RPI. 4:35 to go in the major. Puck's back behind the red line in the RPI zone. Out to the blue line. Gulakis, can he get it across ice? Yes. And Bond had it, lost it. It goes back to Tyson Spink, and he has to retreat to the neutral zone. Higgs gets in front of a pass and dumps it down towards the net. Has to be played by Finney. It was a weak shot, if you want to call it a shot at all. Tyson Spink crosses the blue line, loses the puck. Engineers clear. Backhander on net. Another bouncing puck. And nobody for Colgate's going to breathe easy on that. Raiders. Corky at his blue line. Near side for Murphy. Misplays the puck, and he's offsides.
It's worth noting, I should say, that there was plenty of pushing and shoving after that hit against Corcoran, and these hard hits that RPI is dishing out, they certainly want to play a physical game, but that's not the way you want to do it. And if you're Colgate, you have to be getting especially annoyed at some of these hits that the Engineers are meeting out. They've really been kind of dangerous here tonight.
Engineers win the face-off and dump it down ice. 3:45 to go in the major. RPI skating, well, they're 2 skaters down at this point, as the last 2 majors they've incurred also took game misconduct, so they're only got 16 on the bench. Walsh into the zone, back for McCann, face-off circle, cross ice, off a skate. It went off Murphy's skate in front of the net, and RPI can clear. Finney slows it for his D. Right wing boards, into the zone, the Raiders. RPI, though, gets the puck along the boards, and Higgs clears it out. Back to Finney. Corky behind the net. 6 to go in the period. A little over 3 to go in the major penalty. 3-1 RPI. Lidgett gets the red line. Goes into the zone. RPI has it tied up in one of their skaters' chests, and they're able to clear. It goes back to Corky in the neutral zone. Colgate has not been able to set up for at least a minute and a half here. Johnston dishes it to the right. Into the zone. Black in the corner. Can't get there in time. Around to the near ice side and off the boards and out of the zone. Rogic sends it down ice. RPI switches up the PK unit. Halfway through this major, this is the Schrader major penalty. Colgate hasn't been able to score, really do much on it, and Colgate's offsides going into the zone. If they could just settle down, they might be able to do something.
Absolutely, and if you're RPI, you have to really be looking back to the first period and be thankful that it wasn't a game misconduct on Karate, because then you're down 3 players. And at this point, now down 2 forwards, it might be beneficial for the Engineers to have all of their defensemen, which they still do. They still have all 6 of their defensemen on their bench. But to even be talking about who's still left on the bench is kind of an issue if you're RPI.
Tyler Spink against McGowan on the faceoff, won by the Raiders. 2:15 to go in the major. Tyson Spink along the half boards. Sends the puck into the corner. Bond. Back out to Galakis at the blue line. Dishes it off to the half boards to Tyler Spink. Down low for Tyson Spink. Goes to the far side. Shot off the post. Loose in the crease. Saved. Galakis with a shot. Deflects and misses the net. RPI tries to drive it out. Can't. It hits a Raider. Back to Galakis at the point. Far side. Colgate able to keep it in. Nice work by Bond as RPI thought they were going to clear. Near side. It misses Tyler Spink on the pass. Puck's in the corner. Bond. Back to Tyler Spink. Down to Galakis at the point. 1:35 to go in the power play. Half boards. Tyler Spink. Down low. Tyson Spink. Can't get a shot off. Engineers send the puck over to the boards. Tyler Spink. Face-off circle. Down low for his brother. Through the crease. Shot. And no! Doesn't go in! Hits the post. Doesn't go in. And cleared down ice by RPI.
Bond thought he scored.
I think they might have to look at that one again. I don't think it went in, but that might be worth a look. Colgate dumps the puck into the zone once more. Engineers, Leonard behind the net. Get it and clear it down ice. 1 minute to go in the major. Finney stops the puck for Colgate. 3:50 to go here in period number 2. 3-1 RPI leads. Far side, Johnston into the zone, around to the near ice side. Back out to the point for Corky. Corky across the blue line to Johnston, center point. Corky takes a shot, saved by Diebold.
Now the question is, will they go back and take a look at what Kyle Bond thought was a goal on really just the same opportunity same looking opportunity, I should say, that Colgate scored their first goal of the game on. It was a cross the crease pass that was one-timed. The referees seem pretty sure, but they're not going to be looking at it.
No, didn't go in. I just saw the replay, didn't go in.
Hit off the post.
So no need to look at it. Engineers win the face-off to the left of Diebold and send the puck down ice. 30 seconds left on the major to Schrader. 3:25 to go in the period. 3-1 Engineers. Neutral zone. Tyler Spink crosses the blue line. Leonard ties the puck up along the boards in the corner. Now past Tyson Spink. Near side. Rogic can't get it out. Galakis gloves it down, keeps it in. Puck's in the referee's crease, and Bond, nice work, keeps it in the zone. Cross-ice pass. Tyson Spink. Back out to the top of the face-off circle. Back to Tyson Spink. Bond, his shot goes to the side of the net. Hampton gets a stick on it, not out. Galakis to the far ice side. Borkowski keeps it in the zone. Back to 5-a-side at the field house. 3-1 Engineers. Back out. Face-off circle shot. Galakis just misses the post on the left side of Diebold. Colgate keeps it in the zone. Engineers can't clear across the blue line. Colgate 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. Engineers have not had a man advantage as RPI clears the puck out. 2.5 to go in the second period. 3-1 Engineers. Colgate from their zone. Law, red line, blue line, shot, saved by Diebold. Puck comes to the near ice side. The Liberté sends it behind the net. Bradley, far side. Wood into the neutral zone. Engineers cross the blue line, send it across the blue line. Corcoran goes back to take the puck for Colgate. The Raiders have it. Neutral zone. In front of the Raiders bench. Engineers steal it away. Lose it now as Black dumps the puck into the RPI zone. Under 2 to play in the second period. LaBeouf knocks it behind the net. Engineers, Bradley on the far side. Back to LaBeouf on the near side. LaBeouf off the glass into the neutral zone. Kulovic stops it at his own blue line. It goes off a couple of players. Actually, it went off an Engineer while he was in the zone. That's offsides.
Well, as I mentioned at the start of the third major power play for Colgate, this is kind of gut check time for RPI. They've been in positions where they've lost big leads slowly over the course of second and third periods. They've already lost a 3-goal lead down to 2 now on the goal by Tyler Spink. And now the Engineers are in a position where they have to do rolling basically 3 forward lines with an extra forward.
Wilson into the zone after the face-off win by Colgate. Gets knocked down. Do we have a penalty?
It's going to be on
Yep.
RPI.
A tripping call against RPI.
Well, suffice to say the discipline for the Engineers has been substandard in this contest, and that's saying an awful lot. This one is probably going to be of the 2-minute kind for the first time tonight, but it is Luke Karate who took the first major penalty for RPI.
They give out 2-minute penalties still?
Apparently, but it's only a 2-minute penalty now for Karate, who is the only other engineer who's been in the box is Jake Wood for 10 minutes, and neither of them were his fault.
Engineers win the face-off and clear it down ice. 1:25 to go in period number 2. RPI leads 3-1. Colgate on power play number 5. Into the zone. Johnston loses the puck after he crosses the blue line. Goes back to Corky. Johnston loses the puck on the zone, and the neutral zone gets it back again, though. Corky on the near side, gets the red line, drives it in. Off the boards, far side, 1 minute to go in the period. Back out to Johnston at the point. To Corky on the near side, takes a shot, couldn't get the deflection by Murphy. Far ice boards. Johnston able to keep it in. Center point shot, Wilson, loose in the crease. Colgate can't turn around and take a shot, and D-Bolt covers. Now there's a scrum.
Now there's fisticuffs. It's going to be Leonard basically jumping in to protect D-Bold as Colgate furiously trying to go after that puck. There's going to be penalties called here as the referee is already pointing to the box, but they're probably going to be matching here.
Murphy was the one out front trying to get to that, and he fell on D-Bold, who dove and covered the puck. And that's where he drew the ire of some of the RPI players.
Well, it's a roughing call, I think, on Murphy. And that might be the only penalty. Leonard's already back on the bench. The Engineers have changed their line. The roughing call against Murphy for basically tackling Scott Diebold is the only one called, and that's the first penalty assessed to the Raiders tonight. Comes with 46.5 seconds left in the second period. We'll see 4-on-4 for the last part of this middle stanza.
Faceoff goes right in on net as Finney stops it for Colgate. Raiders break it out, skating aside for the rest of this period, barring any more penalties, as Hampton knocks a man up against the boards. That's Law. Puck's tied up in the corner. 30 seconds to go here in period number 2. Puck along the boards. Taken by Haggerty. Red line, blue line. Haggerty into the zone. Dishes it off to his left. Zaleski couldn't get to that in time. Puck in the corner along the half boards. Zaleski feeds it out to the point. Bradley into the middle. Nobody there but Colgate, and they almost send it in on their own net. Finney did not have to touch it, though. 5 seconds to go in the period. Corky near side. Corky, last chance. Corky out front, and where's the puck? D-Bolt's got it for the save.
Very impressive period for Scott Diebold. There's no question about it. When you spend more than half of an entire period killing penalties, you've got to be strong to only be giving up one goal. That's exactly what RPI has been able to accomplish. In fact, they scored a goal of their own early in the period. It's been seems like so long ago since the Engineers had a scoring opportunity. I don't believe Spencer Finney's been called on very frequently since he came in replacing Charlie Finn after the goal by Mark McGowan early in the period.
I'm here with Mark McGowan. Mark, you scored a goal there. Tell me about it.
Just on a line change came in. Schrader and Leonard jumped in on the play, made a good forecheck, found an open puck in front of the net, and just took a shot at it.
You know, with a line like that, what do you think makes a line cohesive towards scoring?
Just speed, and when we forecheck and we finish checks, we create a lot of space, and we're quick out of those corners, and we can create a lot of havoc. We got to do a better job, though, here 5-on-5, and just to finish more checks and get more pucks, like control the puck more.
Yeah, with that in mind, is there any, with regard to gameplay, is there anything that you think needs to change going towards the third period?
We just got to keep being physical. I mean, we're getting a little penalty trouble here. We got to be smart, but we got to keep being physical because they're a small, quick team, and they can make you pay. So when we finish checks, we're successful.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Spencer Finney, who came in basically the second minute of the second period in relief of Charlie Finn, recorded a grand total of 0 saves in the second period, which means that RPI, after the McGowan goal, did not get a single shot on goal.
Apparently there's a divot in the ice in the middle of the seal, and that's what they're working on. They have a shovel and I don't know what that tool is.
The Colgate players are extremely interested in what's going on. They're literally hovering over the ice crew who are trying to fix it. The RPI players are just kind of hanging by their bench.
This is like someone working on a Zen garden.
It's almost like they're taking their orders from the Colgate players. There's a referee down there, but Tyler Spink is literally hovering directly over the repairs as they're underway. Strange.
I think there was a chunk of ice left on the ice. I think that's what the problem was, because they're moving the shovel off with with what looks like a chunk of ice. So we've been slightly delayed to start the third period of action here in Troy. 3-1, RPI leads.
It strikes me as very odd that Colgate was extremely interested in that ice repair.
Different people find different things interesting. Third period is underway. Law gets the puck after the faceoff into the RPI zone. Gloved away by Zaleski, and the Engineers have it. Hampton feeds it back to Bradley. Still four aside for another 15 seconds. Hampton, near side. Zaleski into the zone. Face-off circle. Doesn't have a shot. Zaleski goes into the corner. Gets into a tussle with Law. Zaleski comes out with the puck. Another tussle behind the net. Zaleski has it on the far side. Engineers about to go on the power play. They are now. Engineers on their first power play of the game. Feed it back to the blue line for Hampton. He drops down, takes a shot, saved by Finney. First Engineer shot on goal in almost a period, and Colgate clears it down ice. 30 seconds left in this RPI power play, their first of the game. It came in at 23.7%. Puck behind the net. Leonard followed that down, went into the corner. Back out to the point for Higgs. Into the corner. LaLiberte is there. LaLiberte back to the blue line for Leonard. Leonard misplays the puck, and that allows Colgate to clear. 5 seconds left on the abbreviated power play for RPI. Diebold plays the puck as it comes down towards the net, and Colgate's back to full strength. Neal gets hit along the boards by Murphy. That's a penalty. RPI is going back on the man advantage.
Well, that did not take long. It was only scant seconds after the expiration of his first penalty. Comes back out, and now he's jawing at the RPI bench as he hits the penalty box for the second time tonight. Darcy Murphy will be a little bit hot under the collar as he takes a minor penalty. The RPI fans, I think, are expecting something more. Much booing going on as the 2 minutes hits, but it's an elbowing call against Murphy, who was literally right out of the box. Takes another penalty. That's not a smart move on his part. RPI now on their first full power play of this game.
Higgs against Borkowski to the right of Finney on the power play, or the face-off for the power play. It's dropped and goes into the corner. Engineers can't push it out front. Colgate clears at the length of the ice. 18:25 to go here in the third. 3-1 RPI leads. Power play at number 2 for RPI. Leonard dumps the puck into the zone. Leonard follows up behind the net. Had it briefly. Now to LaLiberte in the corner. LaLiberte sends the puck behind the net. Neal is there. Back around the boards for Leonard. Leonard to Neal. Nope. To LaLiberte. Face-off circle. Cross ice. Oh, Higgs couldn't get the tip off. It went high up, came down, goes to a Raider, and they clear it down ice. The Banners are perfectly positioned to block the amount of time left in an RPI power play. 1:10 is that amount of time as I walk around. 17:45 to go in the third period. 3-1 Engineers on top. Engineers adept at the penalty kill tonight, not so much the power play. Zaleski into the zone. Blue line, Hampton. Deflection and doesn't make it in on net. Cleared out by the Raiders. A race for it. Black against Hampton, racing for the puck. Hampton gets there first. Puck in the corner. Engineers, Bradley looking for Hampton. Skates by it. Raiders tie it up. Bond has it. Face-off circle, now loses it, and the puck's out of the zone. Kulovich has it for Colgate. Neutral zone. Bond misplays the puck. McGowan brings it across the blue line. He gets hit. Law's there. The linesman's there. Linesman kind of gets in the way of all that, and Colgate's able to clear. 20 seconds left in this power play. Puck goes in towards net. Diebold covers.
Well, the RPI power play not doing much of anything here. Kind of a golden opportunity for them. They're letting go by the wayside. And we kind of saw this a little bit last night late in the third period. RPI had the same 3-1 lead. Had a power play opportunity in the third period. Didn't do much with it. Ultimately allowed Cornell the opportunity to get back into this game. It was a really foolish penalty for Murphy to take. He's getting ready to get out of the box in 15 seconds. Colgate kills this off. They've certainly got plenty of life left.
Colgate, whoops. Face-off doesn't count.
Didn't mean to drop the puck, I guess.
It's an oops. Officials confer. They're talking to each other. Okay. Tyler Spink against Rogic. Face off to the left of Diebold. Puck into the corner. Bradley. D to D. Hampton. Far side. 10 seconds left in the power play. Rogic at the blue line. Gets it across. Gets away from Law. Rogic dumps the puck behind the net. Far side. DeVito in the corner. Colgate's back to full strength. 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. Haven't had that much tonight. Law behind the net for Colgate. Takes the puck. Falls down, able to swing the puck into the neutral zone, and RPI has to touch up. LaBeouf has it to Wood. Wood misplays it, goes right back to LaBeouf. Shots on goal, 12-8 in Colgate's favor. That's kind of low for a game at this point. Rogic goes in on net. Finney gets knocked into the net, loses his stick. Back to LaBeouf at the blue line, hits off a Raider. Raiders can't get it out of the zone, kept in by the Engineers. Behind the net. Corky goes into the corner. Finney gets his stick back, which is off to his left. He finally had some time to go get it. And Colgate's out of the zone. Wilson crosses the blue line. Wilson on the far side, into the corner, behind the net, to Murphy. Murphy backhander through the crease and taken by the Engineers. Zaleski, blue line, red line. Zaleski into the zone. Face-off circle, into the middle. Head shot for Henry!
You know, Kurt, I sometimes wonder if anyone's watching tape on Ryan Haggerty. You think that they must be doing it because he is leading the nation in goal scoring. That's his 12th of the season. But he scores a lot of them in pretty much the same way. He gets left alone in the slot, he gets the pass to him, and he just whips it. That was too easy for Ryan Haggerty. He just put it in on the short side. And just after RPI fails on their power play, they go up 3 goals for the second time tonight. It's 4-1.
Face-off won by the Engineers at center ice. Near side, RPI, tipped by Higgs in the neutral zone. No icing, thanks to the tip. Higgs gets the puck back, loose right out front, trickles just past the net. As Rogic was falling down in front of the net, got a tip on it, and it just missed the net. Almost 5-1. Engineers, Tenorti in the neutral zone. As RPI takes it away from Colgate. Tenorti into the zone. His shot saved by Finney, and he holds on.
Well, RPI's 4th goal tonight is going to go to, as mentioned, Ryan Haggerty. That's his national leading 12th goal of the season. The only announced assist, I believe, was to Mike Zaleski, but there may be another one coming.
Face off to the right of Finney, won by the Engineers. Back to LaBeouf at the point. Pass McGowan. The Liberté on the far side. McGowan behind the net. Zaleski only announced assist still. Back out to the blue line. LaBeouf, a tip, and it hits off somebody. Doesn't go to Finney, and it misses the net. Black with the puck for Colgate. Far side. Gets hit by DeVito. Colgate still with possession of the puck. 14:40 to go here. Third period. 4-1 Engineers. RPI off the boards into the neutral zone. DeVito near side into the zone. DeVito waits, and looking for McGowan. McGowan takes a shot, and it's in! Originally saved, it gets past Finney, 5-1.
I gotta say, that's Jacob La Liberté getting that rebound. As it basically was the initial shot by DeVito was knocked down by McGowan. Got Finney right out of position. La Liberté was there to just pick up the trash, put it in the net. That's his 2nd goal of the season. RPI now takes a 5-1 lead, and this is what RPI has been missing in the third period these last couple of games, the Dartmouth game notwithstanding. They've lacked the initiative to just put it away. And now they're sitting here with a 4-goal lead in very good spot with 14:28 left in the third period.
The Liberté backhanded it off the back of the goaltender.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened. The puck was behind the red line. He sent it forward. It ricocheted off the back of Finney, and it went in the net.
Got a timeout here. It's got to be a Colgate timeout. They do have a third goaltender. I don't know if they're going to go to him right now as RPI now has 5 goals on, I believe, 11 shots. That's not a good ratio for the 2 goaltenders for Colgate thus far. But Colgate obviously needs to stem the momentum here as RPI has 2 goals pretty much back-to-back. They've built a commanding 4-1 lead.
Except it's 5-1.
I say 4-1?
Yes. You meant to say
5-1 lead.
4-goal lead.
4-goal lead. 5-1 is the score, yes. But the official tally is going to be La Liberté from McGowan and DeVito, which is exactly the way it's set up on the ice, so I guess it makes sense that would be how it appears on the score sheet.
Engineers win the face-off as it's 5-1 RPI here at the Fieldhouse. Good Saturday night if you're an RPI fan. Well, except for all the major penalties they took. Puck behind the Colgate net. Raiders shake it loose, get it out of the zone, tipped away by RPI. There's a tripping call. RPI's back in the penalty box.
Well, the way things have been going for the Engineers discipline-wise tonight, that seems like it was going to happen eventually. Some good things happened for RPI offensively. They just end up right back in the box. This time it's going to be Ryan Haggerty, who took a charging penalty in the third period last night that really cost the Engineers. If you're Colgate, you've got to get something going on this opportunity because there's still 14 minutes left in this game. You're down by 4, but every comeback starts with 1 goal. This is where they have to do it.
6 power play for Colgate. Turn the puck over after they win the face-off, but the Engineers have trouble clearing. Now Leonard backhands it out of the zone. Borkowski goes back to take it for Colgate. Borkowski, blue line, up to Tyler Spink. Spink into the zone. Face-off circle. Gets tied up with his own guy, Vaughn. Now to the far side. Rogic backhands it and sends the puck all the way down ice. 30 seconds gone by in the Colgate power play. A little over 13 and a half to go in the third. 5-1 RPI. Borkowski to Tyler Spink. Face-off circle. Almost lost the puck. Gets it back again in the corner as it kind of went off the stick oddly. Along the half boards now. LaBeouf knocks it into the corner. Karate avoids a hit. Has the puck on his stick. Can't get it past Tyler Spink at the half boards. Colgate player gets knocked down. Won't be a penalty on that. Zaleski takes the puck away. And he crosses the blue line, red line, blue line. Zaleski's in the Colgate territory. On the far side. Zaleski gets tied up along the boards. Raiders dig the puck out. 45 seconds left on the Haggerty penalty. Murphy takes a shot, misses the net. Leonard gets the rebound off the backboard. Puck goes into the far corner. Higgs backhands towards the blue line. It goes past the man, Corky, at the point, and all the way down ice. Finney leaves it for the D. 25 seconds left on the Colgate power play. Red line, blue line. Colgate player gets hit up high. That was Murphy. Won't be a call. Engineers get the puck in the corner. Leonard, can he feed it past everybody? No. Now back behind the net. Engineers around to the near ice side and out into the neutral zone. That pretty much does it for the Colgate power play. Dumped in again by the Raiders, but not enough time. Back to 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. 5-1 RPI leads. Engineers get it down ice and too far down ice. That should be icing against RPI. It is.
Your key stat tonight isn't so much the 5 goals that RPI scored, and I checked the scoreboard before I mentioned that, Kurt. I made sure it was 5 goals, not 4. The real key stat here is 1 for 6. That's the Colgate power play. And it's worth mentioning that 2 of those were major penalties that they were unable to score even a single goal on. They got 1 goal out of 3 majors.
Face off to the left of D-Bowl, sent into the neutral zone. Couple of hard hits in front of the RPI bench, no calls. Law has it for Colgate back in his zone. Law crosses the blue line, gets it up ahead. Freeman into the zone, Harrison into the middle. Shot, Gensler misses the net. Puck on the far side. You know what? Colgate sometimes one too many passes. Along the half boards, out to the point, pass Law at the point, couldn't keep it in. Colgate has to evacuate the zone. Freeman sends it in, stopped by the Engineers and sent back out. Sent all the way down ice, that's icing against RPI. That'll be waved off, they have to play it. Law takes it for the Raiders, sends it down ice, past Harrison to Hampton. He kind of misplays it, it goes cross ice for Reno. Reno, far side, DeVito. Galakis intercepts that pass. Tyson Spink crosses the blue line. His brother's with him. Takes a shot, and D-Ball covers it up. It was going to miss. He gloved it and then put it on the ice and covered.
Now, it's worth noting that RPI is undefeated on Saturdays this season. They've won every single game they've played on the last day of the calendar week.
RPI is undefeated when I'm present this year.
How does that make you feel, Kurt? Make you feel pretty good, huh?
It doesn't really matter.
I guess. I don't feel like there's any real correlation between your presence and their victories. I'm sorry.
I don't either, but it's true. I wasn't at the Harvard loss, and I wasn't at the BC loss.
I guess you could say that they're undefeated outside of Boston.
BC's in Chestnut Hill. Eastern Massachusetts.
Eastern Massachusetts.
Engineers win the face-off to the left of Diebold and dump the puck down ice. Tyler Spink gets it up to his brother Tyson, to Bond. Bond feeds it back to Tyson Spink, to Bond out front, backhander loose to the right of Diebold. Nobody can get a shot off for Colgate, but they still possess. Back out to the blue line. Galakis into the middle. Corcoran. Galakis in the corner, backhander. Doesn't get it in towards the net, and the Engineers were able to clear. 10:15 to go here in the third. 5-1 RPI leads. Corcoran. McCann gets a stick on the puck. There's no icing. Wouldn't have been either, as Colgate had a man down there, Freeman, who was inside the circle. Or got to the circle first, I should say. Engineers get the puck in their own zone. Colgate's kind of backing up right now. And Engineers can't clear. McCann has it as Haggerty had it stolen from him, trying to get it out of the zone. Freeman to McCann behind the net. Hit by Leonard. Kicked away, taken by the Engineers. As McGowan gets it to La Liberté. To McGowan in the middle. Looked to feed Haggerty on his right, but couldn't. McGowan gets hit hard up against the boards, and we get a whistle. It won't be a penalty.
They're just going to call a frozen puck as McGowan ended up down on the puck. Face-off coming just outside of the Colgate zone with 9:26 left in the third period. RPI holding on to a 5-1 lead. The momentum they had after two rather quick goals seems to have backed off a little bit, but they seem to be in a good position where they can play a little bit of defense now, especially with a shorter bench.
Face-off won by Colgate. They'll bring it into the RPI zone. Law to Wilson. Feeds it out in front. Can't get a shot off, though, Murphy, because he was beaten to the puck by DeVito. Girardi, far corner. DeVito on the near side. Nope, pardon me. That was, for RPI, that was Reno, not DeVito. DeVito was on the ice, though. Back into the zone once more. Shot from the far point. Misses the net from Colgate. Right out into the middle. Borkowski with a blind behind his back pass goes to nobody. And the Engineers briefly had a 3-on-2. Tenorti gets knocked up against the boards. Crowd wants to call on pretty much everything at this point. Neal's centering pass broken up by the Raiders. Colgate slows this down. Corcoran's behind the net. 8.5 to go here in the third. 5-1 RPI leads. Raiders. Corcoran to Freeman on the near side. Hits his skate. That means no icing. Freeman in the corner. Avoids a hit. Now kind of gets tackled by LaBeouf. Corky sends it cross ice. Shot on the far side. Hits an Engineer out front. That was Higgs. Puck's loose to the side. D-Bolt can't get a glove on it. Goes behind the net. Higgs has it for RPI. Higgs to the near ice side. Blue line. Higgs. Red line. Blue line. Higgs dishes it off to the left. We've got a penalty coming up against Colgate with 8 to go in the third.
It'll be a slashing call, and I think another penalty was certainly going to be in order at some point. The bodies are starting to fly around out there as Colgate, I think, serving up a little bit of frustration to the Engineers, who've been taking a lot of penalties in this game, but the Raiders certainly have not been keen to capitalize on it. It's going to be Freeman going off, and I think this is going to be kind of a retaliation slash against LaBeouf, who, as you mentioned, kind of tackled him in the corner in the RPI zone. It's going to give RPI their third power play of this evening. They have a 5-1 lead with 8 minutes left in the third period.
Face off to the right of Finney, won by the Engineers. Back to Haggerty. Haggerty at center point. Takes the scores!
A shot from near the point by Haggerty, not his usual position. I don't believe that hit anybody either. That may be his 13th goal of this campaign, of this very young campaign.
We'll have to take a look at the replay. I wasn't sure. It went in so fast. There were bodies in front. I'm not sure if it hit anybody or not. No, it looks clean.
Well, looks pretty clean from here, yeah. Ryan Haggerty, from outside of his usual office, scores RPI's 6th goal this evening, his 13th of the year. Makes it 6-1 RPI. Very quickly on that power play.
Engineers now 1-4-3 on the power play tonight. Karate falls down trying to get to the puck. Loose through the crease. Colgate, the Raiders sent it through the crease and then back around to the near ice side again as the Engineers have it and get it out to the neutral zone. 7.5 to go here in the third. 6-1 RPI leads. Puck's in the far corner. Engineers can't get possession in the Colgate zone. Raiders at least get it out across the blue line. Hampton drives it back in. Corcoran in the far corner. To the far half boards and out of the zone. RPI willing to keep 3 back at this point. It's a 5-goal lead with 7 to go in the third. Now they're getting pretty aggressive in the zone, but the Raiders will get it. Black gets it and gets it out to the blue line, and McCann sends it back into the RPI zone. Black right out front. Black backhander scores for Colgate. It's 6-2.
It's a bang play there for the Raiders going the other way. That's something that Seth Appert mentioned in the pregame interview, was that Colgate can be dangerous in transition, and they just proved it right there by picking up what's probably going to be a consolation goal at this point, as they still trail by 4 with 6:48 left, but stranger things have happened. Just kind of a bang play, a backhander that Diebold just couldn't get to.
So it's not entirely over here in Troy. 6-2 is the lead now for RPI. Johnson on the near side. Sends it off a stick into the RPI zone. Leonard is back and takes it. Near side, La Liberté. Neutral zone. Tip, but now Haggerty comes in and takes a shot, and it goes off Finney and comes loose out front. Colgate gets it out of the zone. Law down ice along with Wilson. Wilson gets the puck, sends it towards the net. Hits off an Engineer stick. RPI clears. Borkowski in front of the RPI bench. 6:10 to go in today's game. Colgate to Murphy near the blue line. Can't handle the puck, has to retreat. Goes into the neutral zone, other side of the red line. Now Murphy gets it back again, crosses over. Looking for Wilson up ahead. Wilson chases after that. Murphy goes to the box. Wilson gets hit along the boards. Won't be a call. Leonard on his knees is able to get a stick on the puck, send it across to the far right side. Now back behind the net to Leonard. Engineers get the puck away and get it out across the blue line. Rogic on the near side, gets hit. Loses the puck, Black has it. Half boards, Vaughn, neutral zone, Tyson Spink. Out front, shot, and it goes over the glove of Diebold. Puck comes around to the near ice side, into the corner. Bad pass. Reno takes it away as Colgate, I don't know what they were thinking there. And the Engineers into the neutral zone. Rogic across the red line drives the puck into the Colgate zone. And Colgate switched up goaltenders again, I guess, on the last switch. Mihalik is now in net for Colgate. I think this is the first game I've ever called with 3 goaltenders for one team came out onto the ice. Bond backhands the puck into the RPI zone as Colgate switching up all their personnel. 5 to go here in the third. 6-2. RPI is on top. Harrison crosses the blue line with the puck. Engineers steal it from him, but not out. Gulakis stops it at the blue line. Backhander for Corcoran. Winds up. Shot goes off an Engineer stick. Puck in the far corner. Behind the net. Tyson Spink loose in front as he swung at it with the backhander, but Colgate couldn't poke it towards the net, and the puck's back out to the neutral zone. Dumped in again by the Raiders. 4.5 to go here in the third. Crowd reacting to some action in front of the Colgate bench. Engineers can't clear it out. Gensler keeps it in along the boards. Pops up into the air and goes out of play, and we get a whistle.
Quick recap on the last two goals. RPI's sixth goal of the evening was scored by Ryan Haggerty, his 13th of the season. We're assisted by Matt Neal, his 7th assist of the year, and Jacob La Liberté, his 9th of the year. That was at 12:08 on the power play. And then at 13:12, Colgate got one back. Andrew Black's 3rd of the year at even strength. I'm going to say the lone assist probably to Mike McCann, his 3rd of the year, because the secondary assist is listed as Andrew Black, and I'm reasonably certain that you're not allowed to assist on your own goal. You can, it just won't go down as an assist.
I think you should be allowed to.
Okay.
That would be cool. Engineers win the face-off as there's 4:15 to go in today's game. 6-2 RPI leads. Neutral zone, LaBeouf. Gensler's all over him. Near side, Harrison can't keep it in the RPI zone. Colgate gets it. They'll send it back to the RPI zone from their zone. Won't be icing on the play. Bradley to the far right side. In the corner, Freeman gets tied up along the boards by LaBeouf. Gensler comes in. Behind the net for Bradley. Bradley to the near side, pops the puck up into the air, comes down. Tenorti has it. Tenorti crosses the blue line. Johnston now takes it away. Johnston gets a tip from Wilson. The puck's into the RPI zone. Colgate switching up everybody behind Wilson. Puck in the near corner. Wilson races in to get it away. Into the middle, looking for a tip out front by Murphy, who couldn't get there in time. Murphy slow to get up after a hit. Rogic in the face-off circle on the other side. Now goes behind the net with the puck. 3:15 to go in the game. 6-2, Engineers lead. Centering pass broken up by Colgate, and they'll take it out in the neutral zone. Borkowski on the far ice boards. Takes the puck into the corner. Engineers steal it away. La Liberté, backhander. Haggerty has it. Haggerty crosses the blue line, red line, dumps the puck in with 3 to go in today's game. Just a reminder, this is WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Stott, Tom Reel on the call for you today. Near side, Tyson Spink crosses the blue line, loses the puck. DeVito cross ice to Hampton. Hampton, neutral zone. Engineers, Leonard near ice side. Leonard crosses the blue line. Just eases the puck behind the red line. Ties it up along the boards. 2.5 to go in today's game. DeVito keeps it along the boards. Corcoran is hitting him. DeVito back out to the blue line for Leonard. Leonard. Pass Wood over to the far ice side. In the corner. Now out to the face-off circle. Zaleski races in. He gets the puck. Goes to the far half boards. Zaleski. Centering pass. Wood can't get to it. Corcoran got a stick on it, and the puck went to the near boards. Cross to the far right side. Galakis has it. Gets across the blue line and sent in on net by Tyler Spink from the red line, and it's saved by Diebold.
RPI is going to spend the rest of this game on the penalty kill, which might be fitting given the way that this game has gone. It's going to be a call against Higgs, who made kind of a reckless open ice attempt at a hit. He's the one that went flying. I'm not sure what the call is. I haven't put it up on the board yet, and I didn't see exactly what it was. It's going to be a kneeing call. That's RPI's second knee of the night. Mark Miller picked up the first one. He also picked up a major and a game misconduct for this one, but this one's only going to be a 2-minute penalty. And with 1:53 left, unless Colgate scores, that'll be RPI ending the game on the kill.
7th power play for Colgate. Kulinich has it at the blue line, behind the net, around to the far right side. Harrison along the far half boards. Harrison back to Law, can't keep it in the zone, crosses the blue line. Colgate has to retreat. Harrison sends the puck in again. Harrison, a couple of collisions, some people fall down. Colgate gets the puck back to Kulovich at the point. Along the half boards, now to Law in the middle. Doesn't have a shot. Law, Kulinich along the half boards, into the corner for Gensler. Gensler gets hit by Bradley. Face-off circle, Freeman takes a shot, just misses, goes just to the right of Diebold, misses the net. Law, his shot gets deflected, goes into the near corner. 1 minute to go in the game as RPI clears the puck down ice. There's more time left in the penalty. That's why, as Tom said, RPI will likely finish the game on the penalty kill. Colgate, blue line, red line, blue line. Law sends the puck into the zone. Over to the far ice side. along the far boards. Law gets it back in the corner. Feeds it back to the point. Into the middle, now Corcoran near side point. Borkowski takes a shot tipped by Leonard, I think. And it went off the glass over to the far right side, and RPI clears it down the length of the ice. 30 seconds left in the game. Corcoran behind the net. Colgate, blue line, red line, drives it in, goes off D-ball, back behind the net. Johnston is there. To Borkowski on the near side. Blue line out of the zone, goes to Corcoran. He dumps it in. Colgate touches up. There's only about 7 seconds left. RPI behind the net, be driven down ice, and that's going to do it in the game. 6-2, RPI wins.
I could see the return trip to Hamilton being later this season being a little bit raw, given the way this game ended. The Engineers really played a physical game, but they were beyond brash out there too. As the game ended, Karate's slap shot down the ice was kind of let's just say a gesture. He also had some words for Borkowski just following that. Both teams late in this game were kind of willing to fling the body around somewhat recklessly, and if you're RPI, I really don't think this is a game that Seth Appert's going to be too pleased with his team about. You know, it's one thing to be able to capitalize on a team that's having some struggles in net and struggles defensively, but RPI spent way too much time in the penalty box this evening, and really, you want to play a physical game, but you don't want to be too overly physical to the point where you're taking foolish penalties. You're putting your team in a position where they're having to kill not just the major penalties, but you know, the way RPI played tonight, they could have taken any number of additional minors and it would have been the same effect. So it's a win, it's a big win, it's a 4-goal win for the Engineers, but I think there's still a lot to do on that physical edge that Seth Appert's always wanted his teams to play with, but they were just a little bit too reckless tonight.
Hi, I'm here with Ryan Haggerty, who scored 2 goals tonight. Ryan, break down that second goal for me.
Yeah, we had a good face-off win there in the power play, and 2 guys went hard to the net and saw a good lane, and I let it fly, and it went in.
Yeah, with the game here 6-2, what do you think was the number one factor that propelled the team to victory tonight?
I mean, we had a high compete level the whole game, even with the 3 majors. We out-competed them the whole time, and you know, we gave up 1, but you know, that's okay in a 5-minute major like that, and you know, we didn't let off the gas pedal in the 3rd period and really dominated them. It looked good.
With the win here tonight, how long do you celebrate before you get ready for the game, home series against Union next weekend?
Sorry, what was that?
How long are you able to celebrate tonight before you get ready for the home series against Union next weekend?
Yeah, it's always good to get 3 points. I mean, we escaped with a point last night, 2 points tonight, 3 points this league is never a bad thing. But you know, we're gonna take it for one night and be ready to go and practice on Monday. So we'll be ready to go for Union.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That's Ryan Haggerty. He's the #1 goal scorer in NCAA D1 right now. Final score 6-2. We thank you for watching tonight. For everyone here, I'm Charlie Matchlow. Have a great night.